Hello, welcome to Bourbon and a Baby. My name is Jay. Max is not going to be joining us today because this is a video about Father's Day, and Max is not a dad yet. Hopefully not for a long, long time. And today, in this video, with Father's Day fast approaching, I'm going to give you my list of the 5 bourbons that a dad is going to want for Father's Day. So whether you're shopping for your dad, your husband, or somebody else for Father's Day that's special to you, and you know that they're into bourbon, or at least they're dabbling in the bourbon, or they like whiskey, whatever, I'm going to give you some ideas for some good bourbons to get for them for Father's Day. So I've got 5 on my list here. Okay, and first up, this is going to be one that's not exactly specific. So this is kind of more of just more of a broad category. But for this, I'm going to say go to your local liquor store, whatever happens to be around, and ask if they have done any store picks. So for example, you could get a Russell's Reserve store pick. These are always top notch. Or maybe a Maker's Mark store pick. Again, the things they do with these are absolutely amazing. Knob Creek store picks. Elijah Craig store picks, Jefferson's Reserve store picks, lots of brands do them, New Riff store picks, whatever. But go to your store, go to a couple different local stores, see what they have. And the nice thing about that is that it's something that's unique. It only comes from one barrel, so you're going to be getting this person for Father's Day a gift that most likely is very rare and unique. They won't be able to get that exact same specific barrel of bourbon again unless they rush back to the store and buy it before they're all sold out. So bonus points if you know what their favorite brand is. If you know that they're a huge Jim Beam fan, get them a Knob Creek store pick. If you know that they're a big Maker's Mark fan, get them a Maker's Mark store pick. If you know they're a big Wild Turkey fan, get them a Russell's Reserve store pick. If you have those options, but whatever they are, it's going to be something that's unique, and again, something that you can pretty much only get from that store that you're going to, and that one time only, unless you go back before they sell out. So a store pick is a great gift, no matter what it's a pick of. It's a great gift for Father's Day. And for number 2, I do have a specific bourbon that I'm going to point you to, but this is also, I'm going to open it up to a broader category as well, like pick number 1. And that is, for this, I'm choosing Middle West Spirits Straight Wheated Bourbon. So this is coming out of Columbus, Ohio. If you don't live in Ohio, you're probably not going to have access to this at least as easily as I do here in Ohio. So you might not be able to find this specific bottle or this specific expression. So if you're living in another part of the country or the world at large that doesn't carry Middle West Spirits, get yourself anything that's local to your area, whether it's within your own state or not too far away from where you live. If there's a craft distillery, a smaller distillery that's putting out product, again, that's going to be something that's unique. Maybe this person you're buying for has never tried that one before. You do want to be a little bit careful because some craft distilleries can put out some pretty meh products. So that's where you get the opportunity if you go to your local store. You talk to somebody there that hopefully is knowledgeable about bourbon and whiskey, and say, is there a craft distillery in this area that you would recommend that's putting out good stuff that you know is good stuff, and hopefully they'll steer you in the right direction. But if you are in Ohio, get this for your loved one on Father's Day. I'm telling you, this bottle, if you can't tell, it's empty. And it's empty for a reason, because I absolutely love this stuff. It's 4 grains. It comes in at a really great 95 proof point, so it's real nice and easy to sip on. It tastes great. It's just a beautifully well put together bourbon from a local Ohio craft distillery that I would highly recommend to anybody that can get it. So perfect gift for Father's Day. For number 3, I'm going to pick a bottle that is just near and dear to my heart. first bourbon review I did on this channel. It's New Riff. This is the small batch. You can also get it in a single barrel. I recommend either or. This is their bottled and bond bourbon. It's just great. It's such a good bourbon. It's in a great looking bottle, so that's going to be impressive to the person that you're buying for. You just look at this bottle if you've never seen it before and you're like, wow, this looks like it's going to have some good stuff in it. But yeah, this is 4 years old, 100 proof. If you get a single barrel, the proof point's going to be even higher on that. And it's a high rye bourbon, so it's got just a lot of those like spicy rye characteristics, but it's also has like a dark kind of berry flavor to it that I really love, kind of almost like a blackberries flavor in there, and it's a great pour that I would recommend to anybody. So this would make a great Father's Day gift, and their distribution is becoming so much more available across the country here in the US, so this would be one that you should be able to find on shelves, hopefully in your state. For number 4, I'm going to open this up to kind of another category abroad, even though I'm going to give you a specific recommendation. But if you know that the person that you're buying for Father's Day is into a certain band or celebrity or what have you, kind of research and see if that person or group has put out a whiskey of their own, such as the case with this one I'm going to recommend here. If you know that the person that you're buying for is a fan of the band Metallica, this is their whiskey. It's called Blackened, and celebrity whiskeys can potentially be hit or miss. This is a hit. Blackened is a really good whiskey. It's not a bourbon per se, because they take a bourbon and they also take a rye, they blend them together, so it can no longer be called a bourbon, but it is an American whiskey, and it is really solid. In putting this product together, Metallica hired the late great Dave Pickerel, who's has huge accolades in bourbon. This was one of the last projects he worked on before he passed away, and it's a really solid whiskey. So, but there are other groups, other bands, other celebrities out there that are putting out their own whiskeys or bourbon. If this person is a Slipknot fan, Number 9 is their brand. If you know that this person is a fan of Matthew McConaughey, you can get Wild Turkey Long Branch. The list goes on and on. Tons of celebrity brands, or at least endorsed products. Kind of do a little bit of research, look around and find out, and you can find something that potentially marries kind of both worlds of this person or band that your loved one may be into, as well as the whiskey or bourbon that they produce. And last but not least, for number 5, I'm going to point you to one of my all-time, all-around favorite bourbons, and that is Noah's Mill. Noah's Mill, made by Willett. It's 114.3 proof. It is just a really good quality bourbon, in my opinion. If you know that the person you're buying for is really into bourbon, they really like higher proof stuff, this is a go. If you know that they also like things that are that have a lot of nuttiness, kind of a nutty characteristic, it's another way to go. To me, this is really nutty, kind of like salted peanuts, but it also has on the finish this great toasted marshmallow flavor that I get and that I absolutely love from this. And at 114.3 proof, it drinks relatively easy. You definitely wouldn't think that it was that high a proof when you normally would sit back and take a sip of this. It stands up great if you throw an ice cube in it as well. So it's a really good bourbon to throw out there for that special person you're buying for. Now, If they're new and just getting into bourbon and just dibbling their toes, this may be a stretch. That again, that 114.3 proof might be a little too much for a beginner. But if they're established and they've never had this before, if they're an established bourbon drinker, they're really getting into it. My money is saying that they're gonna like this, that they're really gonna like this. So yeah, that's my list. These are my 5 bourbon recommendations for Father's Day. Go out, get to your store, buy these up. If you want to buy me a gift, these are all great options here. So even though, as you can see, I already own them, but yeah. So thanks a lot for watching. You can follow Max and myself on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at Bourbon and a Baby on all of those platforms. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked what we were doing here. Please subscribe to the channel. That would help me out so much. I really appreciate all that are willing to subscribe and support the channel. And last but not least, we all like bourbon merchandise as well. That's another great Father's Day gift for the bourbon lover. You can get a great Bourbon and a Baby t-shirt like this one here at our shop on Spreadshirt. I'll throw that link in the description below. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching.